like boobies. You like boobies. Vicky likes boobies.
You're tacky and I hate you.
Now, are there any damn questions?
Have you any idea what the street value of this mountain is?
This is a nice fish, you know? Big fucking eyes, but a nice fucking fish.
Now make yourself one, dickweed.
Sorry doesn't put the Triscuit crackers in my stomach, now does it, Carl?
But did you die? Maybe it's a 10-year plan.
Good evening, bottom feeders and underachievers. How's your life going? Oh, wait, don't care. Why? Because you're here for free shit. That's why. You mean nothing to me, I mean nothing to you, except for a modicum of entertainment in your dull, dreary lives. With that said, I am your host, Justin, as always, joined by
Mike, Kyle, Finn,
and Joe is on assignment.
Literally.
Yeah.
Just not from us.
No. His private sector job. No, it's not private sector, right? He's government.
Yeah, we're private sector for him.
That's right. It's the weekend. You know how we do. We ask silly questions. We give semi-serious answers. All for the entertainment of you people. Mostly ourselves, but I guess you people. And like we do, let's start off with Mike's question du jour.
I would like to know, what's the most arrogant thing you do on a regular basis? Now, I thought about this because I'll be sitting there drawing, and usually I do most of my drawing on this very iPad that I'm using to broadcast through. And if I'm stopping to think about what I have to do next on it, I'll twirl my pencil, my Apple Pencil around, like Val Kilmer did in every movie where he was cool. And I stopped and looked at myself like in the mirror one day and realized how fucking arrogant I look sitting there, not even paying attention to it, just like thoughtlessly spinning it around my fingers like, oh, I'm such a cool-ass super genius. It doesn't stop me from doing it. Still do it every day I draw. Just basically every day. But yeah, I know I look like a douche.
I'll go next. I didn't realize this, and if you had asked this question a month ago, Mike, I don't know if I would have come to an answer as quickly as I did for this one, because now that we have summer interns at the office, I realize that the thing I do on a regular basis is when someone at work asks me for a minor clarification about something, I find myself over-explaining things to people I work with who might most likely also know the exact thing that I'm explaining. And once again, they were just asking for a minor clarification.
Do you Kyle-splain?
Like, imagine the way I tell stories, but in that way, and with that level of unnecessary detail, explaining how/why to do something in an office.
How would you compare it to your speech-giving level?
Sober or after a few drinks?
Depends. How sober were you at your sister's wedding when you gave the speech?
It was the second drunkest I've been at the start of a reception for any wedding I've ever been to.
Okay, then let's go off of that, because that was the longest speech I've ever heard anyone give. And I've watched presidential addresses.
I don't know if I told you about the bridal speeches at Jill's cousin Brian's wedding.
You said it was longer?
It was it may have been longer than No, you know what? I think it definitely was longer than mine. but like the best man's was definitely longer than mine. But like, it was just like trying for like fun, like to be funny, but it was like an awkward funny.
So it was like Wedding Crashers?
I guess, yeah. If it was just repeatedly, everyone knows Jennifer likes to shop. Ha ha.
Yeah.
Oof. Did he not get a laugh the first time he used it and was just stuck with his script?
No. So like he got laughs early on, but then the laughs became less and less as they realized that he was basically just taking shots at Brian, but they weren't even like zingers. It was just kind of like subtle ones that were all like not well written out.
I feel like it sounds like at some point, if it had gone a little further, he might have just turned around to Taylor and just been like, "You should be with me."
Yeah, see, like I stand by the fact that my speech at Crystal and Matt's wedding was well organized, but because Matt interrupted me a few times, I should have just cut the speech off about halfway through, and instead I just kept going.
Oh yeah,
and I like went through all the bullet points I had, and I should have cut it like way earlier.
Yeah, you dug those fucking heels in deep.
You meandered and went verbatim. It was too much.
Yeah.
Squish Lord, what do you got?
What was the question? Number 6?
Yeah.
What do I do to annoy... Nothing.
There's nothing you do that's arrogant?
No, babe.
Yeah, please ask her.
I probably just do a crazy amount of push-ups, not to like show off, but just to like... I don't know. You know? Maybe laugh at my own jokes, I guess.
I didn't realize how many beautiful layers this question had, and it's unfortunate that Joe's not here for it, because yes, we all wanted to hear his, but like, this could be an entire show for Vinny.
A lot.
Yeah.
This, I don't mean to do that, but, you know, Superman's the original, right?
That kind of looks more like a Prince curl.
Yeah.
No, I'm like angry Henry Carville.
I seem more like Yahoo Serious.
I'm more of an Ask Jeeves, thank you.
Only Mike got that. Hopefully.
Yeah. Squiggy or Lenny? Which one do you guys think?
Squiggy.
Okay. That's better.
Much better.
It's going to drop down on its own, though. It just seems to want to drop up in front of your face.
All the time, I see it happening. Oh my god, I see it happening in real time. Can't move my head.
Gravity always wins.
Always.
You look like the Aldi's version of Harry Styles on a Coke bench.
Thank you. Probably still gets puss.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's got Coke, of course he's going to get pussed.
Yeah.
Anything Harry Styles. All about it. Watermelon sugar.
This question was really hard for me.
Really?
Actually,
I don't think it would be hard for us on your behalf.
I think it was whittling it down is what he means.
No, it wasn't. So,
I think it was the most is the question.
Yeah.
That's
So-
got to be what was tough.
when you asked the question, I immediately answered. I was like, the podcast. I feel that's true.
I don't think so.
Everything you say on it?
Yeah, pretty much. I don't think in my normal day-to-day, though, I'm that arrogant. I think a lot of people confuse my confidence with arrogance when it comes to certain things.
I don't think that's confusion.
I think it's backwards.
You think he's confusing his own arrogance for confidence?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
It's a
see
thin
that.
line. Very thin line between them.
Yeah. I would know.
He's doing the Pantene whip every 5 seconds now.
But like, yeah. So I leave it up to you then, boys.
You know what? That's the most arrogant thing you've ever done.
What?
I leave it up to you guys to tell me how arrogant I am.
Well, because other than the bits on the show, what do I really do in real life, though? Like,
well, so
am I arrogant because I'm like
I would say
really
one of
busy?
the arrogant things that you do, but it's not on a regular basis. But it also is based in truth. It's just the way that you say it. When you address yourself as a world-class chef, is arrogant as fuck, dude. But I don't think you've done it enough for it to be the correct answer for this question.
No. Award-winning is usually what I say.
Yeah.
But there's factual.
Right, but you have said world-class in the past.
Yeah, that's usually just a joke, though. The award-winning's factual. So is it arrogant if I'm like, I've won awards?
No, you're fine to like be happy about the fact, but when you bring it up, it's like anytime Gordon Ramsay says Michelin star.
Yeah. Well, that's a pride thing. Sure.
Yeah. Arrogance and pride.
Like Mike's around me.
Neighbors.
Mike's around me the most outside of here. Outside of the show. Dude, what is there?
It's mostly the cooking. The arrogance, yeah.
You know what? I would say the most arrogant thing that Justin does on a regular basis is the way he goes about arguing with Joe.
You know what? That could be accurate.
Yeah. I was going to say...
Because he approaches arguments with Joe differently than he does with the rest of us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's influence on him?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was going to say, when he disagrees with me, like, how arrogant is that?
Like, just to even have the audacity to do it?
To condescend?
I'm like, right all the time. I know everything. It's him, it's not me. Right?
I think Vinny being on this show has made me tone down my arrogance in all of my life.
He holds a mirror up to you?
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm happy with this question.
I'm confused about the Joe thing, though.
Poor Joe. All he does is offer his body for free hats and money. And all you do is just say, hey, don't talk about Star Trek.
He lost a bet.
Or else.
He lost a bet. Just like some people who still haven't paid Joe the bag of Doritos that they owed him.
Can I be honest with you?
Eh?
Never happened.
I forget.
I know it.
All the time.
Listen, I'm just saying.
What do I look like?
You look like someone who doesn't repay their debts.
A young Steven Spielberg.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Well, what was it, July 1st?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think we're going food shop. I'm going to put it on the shopping list. I'll put piece of shit bag of Doritos for Joe on the list.
Okay, but Kyle, how do I go about fights with Joe differently?
Alright, I don't know how long you want this show to take. So, I would say, well, no, it's just the tone of voice that you use when you're arguing with Joe. I would even say like when you just address Joe in conversation at all, but it's specifically when you argue with Joe. It's like there's been times when in the past when he was on the show like the first time,
yeah,
right, like before he had the plane crash and everything. But when he was on the show the first time, there would be times when we would be like discussing like a movie, and Joe would like explain something, and you would be like, "You didn't know that when the movie came out." He'd be like, "Yes, I did," and you'd be like, "No, you fucking didn't."
It's dismissive. You're instantly dismissive of him.
Okay.
Yeah, no, but it's not even that. It's like it's Justin. So the context is I didn't know this till I read it in an article. So there's no fucking way Joe knew it when he watched the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he did go to film school.
You start every argument with him, I think, like, there's no chance he could win. Like,
yes.
All of us, when we argue with you, I believe you come at it with a game. When it's Joe, you automatically come in with, like, you tie one arm behind your back and then kind of half swing.
Justin legitimately approaches arguments with Joe like he did in the the Star Wars Star Trek debate. Like, that's how he really argues with Joe, is that's the way.
In the short. Not the actual one that happened, but in the short.
Yeah.
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 I try to be I try to be better about it with him, but it all stems back from the fact that the first time I ever met Pravda was when he kicked me directly in the nuts. So like there is, you know, there's
You're harboring anger.
There's trauma.
Justified anger.
There's trauma.
Yeah.
So there's only one way to resolve this.
So it's like trying to argue with Vinny is like arguing with my kids. So, like, I let them get their point out. I say mine. They come back with some kind of nonsensical shenanigans. And then I'm just like, okay, whatever.
That doesn't sound accurate to me, but...
That's usually what happens. And then you're like, I'm the edgiest edgelord in all the Edgertons. You're like, yes, Vinny.
He's the tyrant of all the Edgertons?
Yeah.
Well, you're wrong most of the time, all the time.
I'm never wrong. You should know this by now.
Prove it. My track record's 1,000%. Henry Carville was Superman again.
The track record's at like 20.
Well, he's supposedly going to be Superman.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When you repay your debt to someone, then you can start climbing up the hill to get to my level.
If I was to get to your level, I'd have to climb down the hill.
No, you don't.
I'd have to get on Nimbus Cloud and I'd have to...
I'm the king of the goddamn mountain.
You're the king of the goddamn?
Mountain.
Well, guess what? Clouds are higher than mountains. Surprised you didn't know that.
Wait. You do know there's like peaks of mountains that like go through the clouds, right?
They go through some clouds.
You're not on those clouds, though? You're on higher clouds?
Yeah.
Alright,
You're talking about cumulonimbus clouds? See, you're not a geologist, so you wouldn't know that.
Geologist.
Okay, then okay. Moving on.
Ipso facto.
Pitch a silent comic book movie.
This is definitely my laziest answer of all 6 answers.
Mine was lazy but clever.
We'll see.
We all have the same answer.
I'm going to go first?
I hope so.
Is it Batman Hush?
No.
No.
Oh. I'm embarrassed.
It's not. That's your answer?
Yeah.
I have a real answer, and then I have my first answer. My first answer is Deadpool with his mouth sewn shut.
Cute.
Okay.
And my second answer is a Black Bolt movie, but in the style of like, almost like The Office, where the camera trails him in his day-to-day life. So it's literally just a movie following Black Bolt around.
Not interacting with everybody else, just doing his routine. Like,
yeah, it's like his day-to-day life. And so, like, there's potential for other people to speak around him, but, like, for most of it, it's just him by himself. So, there's no talking. Because he can't talk.
Right.
Fact.
Or he wouldn't talk.
He shouldn't.
Right.
Squish Lord, what do you got?
Oh, I said Batman Hush, but I would have like an elongated hush. That's all.
Every time he comes out to talk.
Yeah. I didn't know we were supposed to go in depth in the storyline.
I mean, you didn't have to.
Well, now I feel like I have to.
Okay.
I didn't really.
Okay, skip it. Next. Okay.
I went Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But very much the original style, like the early Eastman layered comics.
Is it black and white?
Yeah.
Okay. as basically just like a storyboard the whole time, or plays like a storyboard with no dialogue.
Yeah. So real ninja, silent assassin.
I think it would be pretty interesting to see an Echo movie from her perspective. So you can't hear anything, except there will be bass to it. So you could feel the vibrations of the bass, but there's no actual dialogue. So much like in the show, where she used vibration every once in a while.
Makes sense.
I was going to do an Echo Daredevil. But...
That's what I figured everyone would go for.
Yeah. Next up, what is a movie that you'd like to see a prequel for that hasn't been made? I will go first. I want to see the prequel to Toy Story.
Okay. The Andy's Mom movie?
No. Like, I want a deep prequel. I want to know how the toys are sentient and how the rules were established.
Pixar Theory.
That's not like a prequel that you would ever actually get, though.
No, it's not.
You already got it.
It's one I'd like to see.
Pixar Theory.
You know,
yeah, but that doesn't explain anything though. That's more like a shared universe dealing.
Yeah, that's not.
No, there's something to it. I think they're there to protect humans and stuff like that.
Yeah, but
I gotta reread it. But I think
want to know how and why and how the rules were established, and if Buzz thinks he's the actual Buzz Lightyear, why does he adhere to the rules when it goes down?
Why can they break the rules every once in a while?
Right. So it's definitely a code thing, but
I have the theory. It's a movie. They make it up as they go.
Well, yeah, of course. But I just want to see the building of that world. Kyle.
Inception. I want to see a movie focusing on the relationship of Cobb and Maul, them as parents, but also the idea of them creating the world of their life inside the dream where they got old together, with cameos from Tom Hardy's character Eames and Michael Caine's character Miles, but the only character along with them in and out throughout the movie is Arthur, because although it's not said, I'm pretty confident in saying that Arthur is Cobb's actual best friend in life, and I think he would be the person that, if anyone, Cobb would lean on when it all went to shit. And so that's kind of how I'd want the movie to end, is kind of with the whole idea of him having to leave his kids because he wasn't allowed back in the country. So I'd want it to end at the point where he has to create the plan for actual Inception.
Where they gotta do that mission to go to get the information from Saito, basically. Because he figured out Inception while they were sharing the dream together. He knows how to do it after he fucked up his wife. Yeah. So it's not like he needs to figure it out. It's more like the planning was.
No, it's not figuring out how to do Inception. It's I want everything that leads up to, because the whole idea of Inception is he needs the ability to get back to his kids, and he can't.
Yeah.
That's Cobb's motivation.
Yeah.
He wants to be able to see his kids again. So I want to see everything that led up to his family life, and then him basically breaking at the end of the movie, with Arthur really being the only person that's there left for him, and then his motivation at that point to actually do everything that he does in Inception.
Okay. I misunderstood. Should I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I'd like to see the rumored prequel to Pulp Fiction. That would have been another shared universe dealie. There was supposed to be a Vega Brothers movie with Michael Madsen and John Travolta. I mean, at this point, they could hire younger guys to pull it off. It just wouldn't feel the same. Or you do the day before and see what kind of shit happened. That seems kind of lame, though, because there wasn't much going on with some of those characters. I would like to see other parts of their lives, though. Like, I want to see more of Jules more than anything else. Because he seemed like one of the most interesting characters. Like, another mission they've been on together, it seems like he knew going into that one at the beginning of the movie that Vincent can fuck up a lot. So I'd like to see another mission they did where Vincent fucked up. Not necessarily killed somebody, but it forced them to pull like an audible to get through the day. Something tells me he did that a lot as a heroin addict.
I like that.
Makes sense.
I chose The Lion King. I want to see what Mufasa and Scar's father is like to make Scar such a piece of shit.
That'd be awesome.
How to get that scar on his face, what drove him to murder his brother and all but leave his nephew out to die, and then like...
There was a book that covered that.
There was?
Yeah, and so apparently in the book it was stated what Scar's actual name is, and it means...
I was going to bring that up.
It means garbage or trash.
So he was like the thing called, the child's called It. Like, he was just treated like a piece of shit, and he's like, I'll show you, Dad.
From the get-go, yeah.
Golden Boy's gonna die by a stampede, and I'm gonna go bang his wife. Sweet.
Yeah.
Scar's
Like, how messed up is that his life? Like, Emmy!
What's up, Nugs?
Why did they even keep Scar around? It's not like they're ever going to give him the title. It really did torment him. Yeah.
We're talking about Lion King.
I guess Mufasa felt bad. He's like, yeah, he's my brother, you know, he's harmless. Scar's like, hey,
well, that was
yeah.
the thing. Mufasa never had a problem with him. He always stood up for him, apparently. And their dad was just like, his name means trash for a reason. He should have dribbled down your mother's hindquarters.
You think he was like a bastard? You think some other line came in and... Or is that covered also? Are they like legit brothers?
Jon Snow. Yeah, they're legit brothers.
Yeah. Well, that's weird. That guy's kind of a scum.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
His dad was probably a big fucking turd sandwich.
At the very least, not a great leader.
No.
Nope.
Or not.
He's like Ramsey Bolton.
Yeah. That leaves Vinny, right? Or did
I did Lion King.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Are you okay today, dude?
I'm tired, man. I've slept like shit the last couple nights. Ashley kept me up late last night because she was having a rough night. The night before, I'm working on like 4 hours of sleep a day for the last few days.
It's a shame that you can't just like go in the other room and nap whenever you feel like it.
You know, the problem with that is when you run like 3 businesses, you don't have as much free time as you think you do. Even on the weekends when I'm supposed to have free time, you can ask Mike. I'm usually on the fucking computer for something.
Or cooking.
Being
arrogant.
Yeah.
Well, dude, micro naps kind of stink. Like, I tried to take one today, and my phone was just buzzing nonstop.
I took like a 30-minute one, but my ex-wife ended up calling me and waking me up. And then I went swimming with Zach.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cherished moments.
He officially is jumping into the pool now.
Hell yeah.
That was pretty cute.
Yeah.
He's actually doing it when he shouldn't.
Yes. So he's like, by the end of the summer, this kid's going to be like doing forward flips into the pool. He is adapting quickly to water, like a Na'vi from the forest.
I was going to say, so he's got the way of water down.
Yeah.
It's not this show. That's the next one.
More than that.
Wow, such a good movie.
You've been elected president. Take the group and appoint them to positions in your cabinet. I would like Kyle to go last. I'll go first.
Did you say you would like me to go first, and then you said that you would go
No,
first?
I said I would like for you to go last.
Oh, okay.
Kyle would be my Secretary of Defense. Because if there's anybody I trust with decisions about making wartime moves, it is Kyle. It's his overthinking and like organizational skills that make him perfect for the job, I think. My head of Homeland Security would be Vinny. Because no one's going to try to get through our borders with a micro Van Damme at the helm.
Oh, dude, I'm down there all day just running sprints on the wall, just kicking people off the wall.
Joseph would be my Secretary of State. Because the Secretary of Treasury was a bit too on the nose, I think.
Well, don't I feel like an idiot?
And my Vice President would be Mike.
Ooh.
Because
looks like I'm the best man for the job, huh?
Nice.
Kyle is a former best man as well.
You guys are great.
Mike, why don't you go next?
Okay, I went with Justin as the Secretary of the Interior. I had to look it up, and most of their duties involve going to a handful of nice islands and doing like dignitary stuff. And you could use working vacations, so that would be nice.
Yeah.
Someone on my list is that also, but for a different reason, because they have other responsibilities as well.
Yes, others, but the one that really stood out when I did a Google search was you go to Guam and like Turks and Caicos or something. All the different like Virgin Islands, all the ones that we own essentially.
Nice.
So you didn't pick the guy who went to Costa Rica, huh?
No.
Interesting.
For you, I picked housing and urban development because, architecture. I took this kind of seriously.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I didn't.
I took this super duper seriously, like literally. Not like, I think they'd be kind of good for this job. No, he went to school for it. Yeah, that worked. Vinny is absolutely my Secretary of Defense. I need someone to go in there and do ocular pat-downs.
Fucking mean mug everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Aviators.
You guys got rockets? That's cool. Ours are better. And yes, I copped out and made Joe Treasury.
Nice.
Vin?
I had him as Treasury, and I last minute changed it.
What do you got, Vin?
So I made you, Justin, Secretary of Transportation, because with your background, with your prior job, you would know how to fix shit. And as Master Chief, you're the best man for the job. Right. I choose you. I beat you. Now, Mike, I also chose you as Secretary of Defense because I feel like you would share my affinity for just bomb them. Right?
I wouldn't start with just bomb them. I'd start with send in a small group of tactical mercenaries to take them out quietly. When it comes to national defense, I'm very clandestine. If you don't know about it, it didn't happen.
There you go. We're very transparent. Wink.
You'll know everything you need to know. Don't you worry.
Yeah, it was us.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, now I wrote House Speaker. I don't know if that's exactly it, but what was Jen Psaki? Because I want Joe to be that for me. Just fielding questions. Did you bomb that country?
Press secretary?
Press secretary.
Yeah. Joe's my press secretary.
Joe as a press secretary? Oh, wow.
That's scary.
That's an SNL sketch.
He's gonna fold. Man.
Oh, yeah. He's gonna resign and be like, no, get back out there.
Next question.
We have to boot him. We have to literally push him out with our feet. Good job. We're getting paid for this.
Kyle's my VP because We need two big guys in the White House, so I picked him also to be my running mate.
All right.
Appreciate that.
Kyle,
Hey, anytime.
what do you got?
What I got?
Yes.
I didn't pick a VP, but I actually gave James a position as my Secretary of Education because he's still in school, and I'm quite sure he knows all of the useless areas of the current curriculum.
Math?
Yeah, like Common Core. Get that shit out of here.
Sorry, bye.
I also had Joe as Secretary of Treasury. Justin is my Secretary of Agriculture.
Ooh.
It all works out.
That's good.
Mike is my Secretary of the Interior because the Secretary of the Interior has a responsibility of monitoring the maintenance of all national parks as well. And Vin is my ambassador to the United Nations because, unlike you guys, who gave him strong positions, but positions where he's never really in a room with another person of power from another country, I want this guy front of the line with ambassadors from other countries to get their shit straight.
Oh, I love that.
He's gonna be shoulder to shoulder with people
for our safety.
flexing on him.
Oh, dude, I'd be the Conor McGregor of the United Nations. Just like people putting their arms between us, I'm throwing kicks underneath their arms. Like, come on.
I'd love to see you, McGregor, walk out to the General Assembly, stand up there at the podium.
To America, fuck yeah. Take my seat. Everyone's like, all right, we're going to get around. I'm just like pointing at the crowd, like, yeah, we'll start in a second. America's here.
First of all, I'm going to start with the weakest of you. Luxembourg, get out.
Yeah, bye. NATO, we might get out. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know.
Tighten up your game or we're gone.
Yep. Where's that money going? How much is it coming back here to the old U.S.? That's what I'm talking about.
What are 4 video games that defined your childhood? Ben?
This was kind of easy for me. TMNT Hyperstone Heist was my number 1. I played the shit out of that game.
Was that an SNES one?
That was the Sega one. The Nintendo one was impossible. Impossibly hard.
Well, the NES one, like the top-down one that you never got past the second level. Yeah.
No.
Underwater bombs.
Oh, underwater bombs. That was cool.
For Sega, they made it a little bit. They made it a lot easier because you could actually beat it. But that one was dope. It's kind of a cop-out, but everyone played it. Sonic.
That's my number 1.
Yeah. And these next two, I bumped Mario because I never played Mario a lot, but it was always around. But I went with Pokemon. Gotta catch them all. Got the best one.
Or did she catch you?
No, she shoot me.
She definitely.
You ever play Spawn on Sega Dreamcast?
Yes.
Dude, that game was sick.
I played it with you.
That's right. Nanny had it in the basement.
Yeah. That and Power Stone.
I played the shit out of that game.
I miss Power Stone. What is Capcom doing?
Do you know Power Stone was a fucking anime?
Really? Well, I'm not surprised by it, but I didn't know it existed.
It's incredible. Kyle. Oh, you're muted, bro.
Gotta do this for. There you go.
Nope, still muted.
Still nothing. None sound.
I can't hear you.
Just making doggy head moves like the RCA. Oh.
Vinny's not helping. No, nothing.
What did you do, Kyle? What did you do?
There he is.
I guess when I minimize my scene, it wouldn't unmute for whatever reason, even though there's an unmute button. Anyway, I'm picking one from each system from like when I was a kid. So Super Mario World for Super Nintendo, because that was like the game that we played when we were all together on holidays, especially at Uncle Rich's house. That was like the thing that everybody did. It was like 6 people taking turns on that game, which was always a shit show, but for some reason we always did it. My go-to Game Boy game was TMNT Fall of the Foot Clan.
I might have had that one. I think I did.
That wasn't the top-down one. That was a side-scroller.
Good old beat 'em up.
That like pretty much the entire game took place in the sewers. Next was the 4-character X-Men game for Sega Genesis. That was probably my go-to video game for like 5 years.
Was that the one with Beast and Colossus and Wolverine, I think? Like brown and yellow Wolverine?
It was Wolverine, Cyclops, Gambit, and
Nightcrawler?
Nightcrawler.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, that game was dope.
I had that one.
Couldn't get out of the goddamn jungle, but it was a good game.
It was super fun.
And then for my last one would have been 64, and that's tough. But I think just because of the amount of times that I played it, I'd probably have to go Mario Kart. The original Mario Kart.
Drunk driving.
That's a good
Now
one.
you're muted again. I don't know what happened there.
Who? Kyle? Yes, Kyle muted again.
Well, it's not your turn anyway. Are you going to go, or is it me?
I didn't hit it that time.
There you go. Now we got you.
I didn't even hit it that time.
You can go, because I'm trying to verify something.
Okay. Much like Vinny, Sonic the Hedgehog is right up top for me. That was the game that came packaged with my Genesis. And I'm not saying it ruined my school life, but for the first month I owned it, I wasn't paying attention in class because all I was thinking about doing was going home and playing Sonic.
Do you recall the code to get all the boards?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the Konami code, except with their buttons. It was up, up, down, down, left, right, A and B, I think.
And then press select?
Yeah. I didn't know it as the Konami code. I learned it for that and then found out later it was like the go-to from Contra.
Oh shit, really? I think Justin showed me that back in the day. I didn't know it was a Konami code though.
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely where it started. On NES, Yoshi Cookie.
Never heard of her.
Because it was basically like Dr. Mario, kind of Tetris-y. My mom and I would play it every night after dinner. Like, after we got my sisters to bed and everything, we'd have our championship. We called it championship. And I would wreck her most of the time, but she still played it with me for like 2 hours until her hands started to hurt because, 40s. I understand that now. I totally understand that feeling. But it was so much fun. We both got really good at it too. It's one of those games where you start playing it long enough and the matches just go forever because you just keep one-upping each other and throwing like debuffs at each other left and right. So much fun. Spider-Man Venom Maximum Carnage.
Fun game.
Is it the multiplayer one?
That was a 2-player.
Yes.
You could choose one or the other or have a friend help you. It was a classic beat-em-up like Double Dragon.
That game was sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You took on
And
the
so
symbiotes.
many cameos. Like, every level would have one character you could call in every once in a while if you were getting your ass whooped. It would be like Captain America comes in, or like the Human Torch saves your ass.
That was a fun game.
So sweet.
I think I had like a corrupted version of that game because it would like freeze at a certain point. And I could never get it past it, but I could also never get my parents to take me back to the store to return it. So I just kind of had that game forever and never got to really play past the first level.
And most people would say Street Fighter 2. I owned it, of course, but I didn't play it nearly as much as Street Fighter Alpha. Street Fighter Alpha was their excuse to not put out Street Fighter 3 after they had done the super duper ultra mega
6
hyper
different
editions.
versions of Street Fighter 2. Yeah.
6 in the first year. Holy shit, they kept throwing that. But Alpha was like, all right, here's kind of our Street Fighter 3. It was really a prequel, I think. They added a bunch of different characters. Only a few of them ever made it back over into the regular game, but it looks so much smoother. It's where they upped the animation style, and it really looked like good anime. And it was the first Street Fighter I played on PlayStation. So it was one of the first times I was able to use, like, the joystick, the analog stick, as opposed to just the D-pad. And it was so much easier doing a fighting game with the analog stick. Loved that game. Then they made 3 versions of that, because why put out another actual Street Fighter game, like a Street Fighter 3? That took like 20 years.
Milk that cow.
Mm-hmm. And now they do it every other year, apparently.
Yeah, but they're only on 6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how long it took. They had that many versions of Alpha.
My first one's a little bit of a cop-out, but it was all on one cartridge. So it was the Mario / Duck Hunt combo.
That was classic.
Because, that was the first game I ever got, because it was the one that came with the system.
Mm-hmm. I didn't own the NES at that period, but every house I ever went to had that combo, so I played it more than enough.
And I had the orange zapper as opposed to the gray one, which I guess was more common, the gray. I don't know.
Wasn't it both colors? Wasn't like the shaft orange?
So they had one that was like where the orange parts were on like mine, or the orange ones, they were like a darker gray. Castlevania. Castlevania is still one of my favorite series. I do find ways to play them. I'll download on the Switches, like the newer versions or the remakes. I do enjoy the shit out of those games. That has to do, I guess, with 1, the Captain N cartoon, 2, my fascination with like vampires and that mythology and all that.
It was the only game where you got to use a whip.
Yeah, that too. And throw shit.
Mm.
Bubble Bobble? The delightful game about 2 little dinosaurs that would trap their enemies in bubbles, and then you pop them, and then you get stuff. That game was the only game my mom would play with me. And her and I, we got nearly to the end, and then we died. And it was very upsetting for both of us. We walked away from the Nintendo for the rest of that day.
Put it down, we never came back.
Yeah. But we were killing it. And Final Fantasy VI, because that was my first Final Fantasy game.
Whoa.
But it was known as Final Fantasy III here in the States.
Mm.
Where's Doom?
Yeah, I mean, I love me some Doom, but we're talking about shaping my childhood. So, like, I had a nostalgic game with my mother. Castlevania is deeply rooted in the horror genre that I love. Duck Hunt / Mario was the first game I owned, and Final Fantasy VI is what got me into sword and sorcery. And
I just remember
all that shit.
You had Doom. I
Doom.
came over, you showed it to me. I was scared.
Yeah.
And you said, you can't play it because you're going to ruin my fucking game. Paraphrasing, of course. And I was like, fine, I don't really want to play it anyways. But that's one game I associate with you.
I don't think I said fucking at that point.
No, you didn't say fucking. I'm paraphrasing.
Okay.
But I feel like if you could, you would have.
Maybe.
Ruined my fucking game.
Well, you also were terrified. Like, you're not downplaying the scared part. Like,
no, the little demons on the screen. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
That death sound is off-putting.
Yeah.
You can't even recreate it with a human mouth.
No, and now, like, you're talking going from Sega Turnstile just going across the screen, and Justin's got a BFG just going at demonic creatures and horror music.
Their entrails everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, pissed my pants for 500, Alex.
Yep.
That was like the first 3D experience
Yeah.
in gaming. Alright.
So realistic.
Honorable mention to Tetris.
Yeah.
The reason you bought a Game Boy.
I didn't have a Game Boy.
I had so many games.
I remember.
Holy shit. Talk about regret. I had like 30 games, I think.
I had Game Gear, though.
That was a really fun 5 minutes.
That battery? I only ever played plugged into a wall.
The only way you could.
Yeah.
It took 6 AA batteries, and it drained them in less than a half an hour. That's the problem with having a backlit screen, kiddies.
Yes, sir.
In the 80s.
But it was fucking pretty.
That was so beautiful.
I beat that Power Rangers game the first, 3 hours that I had it.
It's Sonic, which actually played like Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic was
and NBA
good.
Jam.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat on that was pretty sweet.
That's right, it did have Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it did.
That damn battery problem, though.
So bad.
Never get over that.
Chuck Rock, the caveman game, that one was fun. Anyways, it's time to do what we do when we end the show and add "you piece of shit" to the end of any 3 lines of dialogue from your favorite, this week, teen sex comedies.
Given the theme, I'm surprised you didn't go video game movies.
Yeah, we're going to have to do that one, because I don't think we've done video game movies yet.
Not that I can think of.
Okay.
Mario, you piece of shit.
I saw that screen grab pull up on my shit this week. It was like, what's your name? Mario. Your last name? Mario. Yours? Luigi. Let me guess. Your last name is Luigi?
Yeah.
No, Luigi Mario. Fuck that movie. Anyways.
I love that movie.
Alright. I thought I was looking at my mother's old douchebag, but that's in Ohio, you piece of shit.
Wow. I should know that.
We are echoing.
Yeah.
That was you? No,
Still going.
Might be Kyle.
What?
I don't know, we're echoing. Are you muted?
Echo.
Yeah, it's definitely Kyle.
Yeah.
Echo, Ranger, Tango, Bravo.
Guesses.
I was looking at...
This is
Revenge of the
better.
Nerds.
No. Echo. Yes, it is. Revenge of the Nerds.
What is it?
It's Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh.
I had to picture who it was. That was a booger line.
Yes, sir. Vinny, you're up next.
No, not Janie Briggs. She's got glasses and a ponytail. Ugh, she's got paint on her overalls. What is that? You piece of shit.
That is not another teen movie.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Janie's got a gun.
She's got a gun! Kyle.
I'm confused.
I have an honorable mention because I'm pretty sure I've used this one before. Oh, I'm the weird one? You're the one calling Barry Manilow from a phone booth at 2 a.m., you piece of shit.
Can't hardly wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll give my regular one because I'm pretty sure I've used that one already. Well, no. Why don't we say 9:30 and then make it your beeswax to be here by 9:30? I mean, we'll all be in our late 20s by then, you piece of shit. I just don't see any reason why we can't be places on time.
I have no idea about that.
You stumped me on that one.
That as Michael Ian Black in Wet Hot American Summer.
Okay. Never actually seen Wet Hot American Summer.
It's good. And the show's good too. You should watch the show too.
Michael.
Okay. You know what they say about women in trolley cars? There's plenty of them in the seas, you piece of shit.
I know that line.
I even played it drunk. Hopefully emphasize it. Okay. You know what they say about women in trolley cars? There's plenty of them in the seas, you piece of shit.
Trolley car.
I'm gonna be mad at myself.
Probably not.
No?
It's not one of the best lines from the movie, but I found it to be pretty funny. I barely remember when it happened in there.
I don't think I got anything.
I know the fucking line.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We all giving up.
Yeah.
That's Can't Hardly Wait again.
Oh, wow. Justin, what movie was your first one from?
Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, right.
Alright, next up for me. Scotty, Girl Scouts have pen pals. Listen to yourself, alright? You met a cool girl on the internet. This is how these sexual predators work. Next thing you know, he's going to want to arrange a meeting where he will gas you, stuff you in the back of his van, and make a wind chime out of your genitals, you piece of shit.
That's Euro Trip.
Yes.
Miss Scusi.
Can't wait to show James that one.
Who is it now?
Then.
Sometimes, when you open up to people, you let the bad in with the good, you piece of shit.
Did you hear that in the background?
What did she say?
Emery goes, he said shit.
Doesn't mean you have to, Emery.
It's alright. Nate was yelling F you at the top of his lungs the other day.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, he did. Jeez, I know that one.
I don't. I'm not even gonna front on it. I cannot pull this one out of my ass.
No, that's Freddie Prinze Jr. Freddie Prinze Jr. says that. That's She's All That.
Yeah. That was good.
I had to close my eyes and hear the voice in my head.
You ran the scene through.
Yeah, I really did. I think he says that when they're sitting on the beach together. That was ridiculous.
I'm happy someone got it, though.
Kyle.
Okay. I saw a gay porno once. I didn't know it until halfway in. The girls never came. They never came, you piece of shit.
Damn it, why can't I remember what this was in?
This is a movie where they're intoxicated to some degree, and they're just kind of sharing their feelings.
Yes.
I've seen this one a few times.
I wish you could hear Emery's commentary on our conversation. She goes, when I said the S word, she goes, ah! And then after what Vin just said, she goes, sharing is nice. It's also Eurotrip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Scotty. Scotty said that.
Yeah. Dude, you kissed your sister.
Mike.
You think you'll enjoy prison, you piece of shit?
What's that?
That's also Eurotrip.
That's all I was going to say. No?
No. If I say the words before it, it's a complete giveaway. Because he says the character's name.
Wait, so I think I know the actor that he's talking to. I just can't remember which movie it is.
Okay.
Is it Road Trip?
No.
Is it American Pie?
No.
Oh, I thought it was definitely talking to Sean William Scott.
No. This one's borderline, like sex comedy because it's funny. It's got a lot of funny moments, but it isn't classic sex comedy. But sex is a big part of it.
She's slaying over here right now. She goes, I love American Pie.
What do you got? I don't know.
It's different. Varsity Blues.
Ah.
Oh,
Panties drop. It's nice. Hey, Tweeter. Huh? You here enjoy prison? I don't know. What? What the fuck is that now?
Alright, last one here. No longer will our penises remain flaccid and unused. From now on, we fight for the will of every man out there who isn't getting laid when he should be. This is our day. This is our time. And by God, we're not going to let history condemn us to celibacy. We will make a stand. We will succeed. We will get laid, you piece of shit.
American Pie.
Yes.
Okay.
Kevin.
Kevin. Definitely Kevin.
Yeah, the leader of the pack.
Then your last one.
No, skip me.
I can't skip you. It's your turn.
You gotta skip me. It's not loading.
Alright, I got one.
Okay, go ahead, Kyle.
Did you see The Little Mermaid on TV yesterday? Ariel, she's so hot. She's a mermaid, dude. Yeah, but not when she's on land, you piece of shit.
I feel like I'm cheating because as I was looking for lines, this came up in American Pie.
Yeah.
Ben, you good?
No.
Alright. Mike?
I'm a sophisticated sex robot sent back in time to change the future for one lucky lady, you piece of shit.
Alright, Ben, you gotta pick another quote from American Pie now.
Yeah.
It's always fun when this happens.
It's the seminal, and I didn't mean to use that word, but the seminal sex comedy.
Yeah.
Vin, say the ping pong. Say the tennis ball against the wall line.
I don't know that one.
It's fun, but it's just practice. It's not a game. It's not the game.
Yeah, I ran across that one too.
Oh,
I love IMDb for this kind of stuff.
fuck. My phone's not working. I quit.
Tapped out. That's a shame. The listeners are going to be sad.
Or you could do well, you just ask her questions and then listen to what she has to say.
I don't know that one.
It sounds like too much work.
I am a sex machine.
Would you like to touch my penis? All
Are
right.
you trying to start the slow clap?
Alright.
That's a
So
show.
that's the show.
That's a show.
Alright, as always, if you like what you hear, you can like us on Facebook.com/Nerdities. Follow us on Twitter @Nerdities. Email us at nerdities@gmail.com and check out nerdities.com.
When you're there, take out your wallets, head over to prowrestlingtees.com/nerdities, NERDEATIS, buy a t-shirt. If you're not going to buy one of those t-shirts, then you could at least head over to, hang on, can'tstoptheropedrop.myspreadshop.com and buy,
That's a mouthful.
and buy a cool Disney shirt for like whatever your next trip, hanging around the house, binging stuff on Disney Plus before it gets erased, whatever. If you want a nice snack to go along with that, reach out to sinfulcreationsbyjustin.com. That's CINNFUL creationsbyjustin.com. Home of hand pies, cinnamon rolls, cookies, brownies, and most important, love. I put lots of love in everything I bake.
Yeah, I'm debating if I want to make a hand pie later. There'll not be love involved, though.
Tell you what, if you really love your dad, you'd go out of your way to purchase some hand pies from me for your father for Father's Day.
That's right. Give your dad a hand pie.
Yeah, give your dad the gift of a 6-pack of hand pies.
Give your dad 6 hand pies.
I love hand pies.
Who doesn't? I think that... go on vacations. I'll book them. corememoriestravel@gmail.com. Or find that on the Facebooks. And I'll hook you up like I do.
Okay. That's all the plugs. The opinions of the Nerdities crew are idiotic and poorly thought about. Don't worry, next week's will be far more insulting.
And why should I care? Drop!